Faith Dipped Chocolate, Louise Bergmann DuMont. Devotional number 2. Caramel, cream, or jelly. Would you like a chocolate? I asked my co-worker as I held out a box of assorted confections. Sure. What kind do you have? She replied, peering over the edge. What kind? I thought. Does it matter? It's an assortment, I replied. I know there are truffles, nuts, creams. I don't like chocolates with jelly filling, she interrupted. Oh. Ignoring my response, she asked, Isn't there some rule about the square ones being caramels? I'm not sure, but come to think of it, the round, tall ones usually have cherries or cream, and the square ones do seem to have caramel or jelly. My friend's eyes were no more than 2 small slits as she squinted into the box. Yeah, I read somewhere that the kind of swirl they put on top of the chocolate will tell you what's inside, too. I continued to hold out the box, and she eventually chose a milk chocolate square far from the corner. The sound she made reminded me of a contented kitten who had just been given a saucerful of warm milk. I watched as she licked a string of caramel that hung from her lower lip. I guess you got caramel. Mouth still full, she smiled. My friend's indecision reminded me of a well-known character from a popular movie. He commented that life is like a box of chocolates because both held a wealth of surprises. I see evidence of this all around me, particularly in my 3 sons. Despite having the same parents and growing up in the same home, each is packed with unique traits. From the day my oldest son was born, he was a rocket ready to burst into fireworks. His shock of wild blonde hair and deep green eyes should have been a giveaway, but his "I'm so innocent" smile fooled me at first. JC, short for John Christopher, always reminded me of a coconut-filled bonbon. You don't get too many of them, and they can catch you off guard. My middle child is stocky, with curly brown hair. His eyes are blue, but they hold flecks of green and bits of brown that look like chocolate haystacks. He is the typical football lineman, strong and steady. His mind is as brilliant as his will is stubborn. Alan makes me think of a dark chocolate caramel, the kind you'd get in a heart-shaped box for Valentine's Day. It takes a while to get to the center of them, but oh, the reward you get when you do. Tim is my youngest. He's 6'4" and has straight dark hair, a most handsome dark complexion, and his eyes the color of chestnuts. He is as different from his oldest brother as night is from day. This gifted musician has a very sensitive nature, and despite the rich brown of his eyes, he definitely reflects the character of a white chocolate truffle. He is highbrow and classic all the way. I love each of my children deeply, but I raise them with a distinctly different hand. You don't bite into a chocolate cordell the same way you crunch on a chocolate-covered nougat. Figuring out what filling was inside my guys wasn't easy, but it was necessary to make the most of their natural talents. Raising children is certainly more serious than choosing a chocolate. Difficulties appear regularly, and parents often struggle with how to handle these situations. During my parent-child struggles, I would ask for the Creator's help. God would patiently point out the complex ingredients that formed that particular son's personality. When the soft center or the hard nougat inside my boy was revealed, I could apply just the right amount of pressure to release a positive result. The outcome? 3 godly young men emerged from rebellious boys. If any of you is lacking wisdom, ask God, who gives to all generously and ungrudgingly, and it will be given to you. James 1:5. A Coco quote. All I really need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt. Lucy Van Pelt in Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz. That ends chapter 2.